I'm Paul O'Rourke and the Performance Manager in Wolverhampton. I have direct oversight of the single first point of contact front office for Wolverhampton, which we're currently in the throes of establishing. Also the web team, design studio, and thinking back to the opening statement this morning, actually the data team for the council as well, looking at analytics for resource planning and all metrics coming in across the authority. So for myself, it's quite useful to have all that knowledge under one roof and thinking about self-service. That really enables us to make some intelligent decisions about exactly what it is that we take into self-service. Just a bit in the way of background for Wolverhampton. As you can see, our volumes in the contact centre are extremely high at the moment. We've got 50,000 contacts coming into the contact centre, vast majority of those via telephony, limited number on emails, and working with GOSS over the last couple of years, we've really migrated most of the email contact onto online forms ahead of the next step being self-service. And we still have the 7,000 service users coming into the main reception counter at the Civic Centre as well. And we're looking to save 124 million over the next 3 years in Wolverhampton, with 1.5 million attributed to the programme of which I'm responsible, the Customer Services Transformation Programme. We subscribed very firmly to digital by design ethos. What we meant by that in Wolverhampton was those who can will shift, those who can't we will teach. So this led us this year to launch our very first self-service module. We wanted to go down the route of our highest volumes, which would be our payment tasks. However, we're currently waiting for a new payment solution for the authority. So tip permits was number 3 in our list, and we've yielded some excellent benefits in a very short space of time. We actually started the workshops with GOSS back in late December of 2014. What we presented GOSS with at that time were we had very high handling times for this particular task in the contact centre. 5 minutes 48 handling time per inquiry. We had 10-day turnaround time scales for customers to actually receive permits to access our household waste recycling centres in the city. So the customer experience was quite poor. Daily dialogue was required with the tip permits to manage those bookings for vehicles accessing the site. And we're looking around 700 a month in terms of volumes into the contact centre. We worked out through our calculations on our data, it was costing us around £25,000 per annum to administer. That's not looking at actually what's happening on site as well, and the costs of that, and the costs in the contract with our contractor Amy. So what do we do in terms of moving that forward? So thinking about the solution, before we actually went live with the solution, we did a heck of a lot of workshops, which were mainly around mapping out the as-is process, presenting that to real users and asking them what would they expect their experience to be to access the tip sites. We did a lot of wireframing. We did a number of workshops, again, with the internal team to make sure the key stakeholders were involved. It was really a culture change for our staff, so we actually got the web team to do some very bespoke training around navigating on the website, the different ways the customers can navigate to content on the website, giving them some clear facts about actually most people are coming to pages directly through Google or using the internal search engine on the website. They're not using the elongated navigation which is present for those who still choose to navigate in that way. We took a mobile-first approach. Earlier this year as well, in February, we went mobile responsive with GOSS. We've switched from having 25% of our traffic through mobile and tablet now up to 60% when I'm standing here today, so it's been a phenomenal transformation. With the solution, we were very keen to get rid of the 10 days SLA, unnecessary SLA to get access permits and to book onto the site. So our new booking system, which is now live, our customers can log on, they can go straight on, register for the permit. It does some intelligent checks in the background regarding vehicle registration, household composition, and determines how many permits they are allocated for the year, and then can book on straight away there and then. Equally, they get SMS reminders, so it's actually based on customer feedback that they would really benefit from having that reminder that they need to go to the tip at the weekend. If it's bank holiday, they've thought in advance of there's good weather coming up. I actually want to go to the tip site this weekend, or the weather's changed the day before. Well, I can cancel that because I've got this reminder come up and I can actually save that permit, and that saves a failure demand call into the contact centre again. It's also resulted in better management of traffic at the site. We were in a position in Wolverhampton, we had a number of complaints regarding traffic tailing off the 2 principal waste recycling centres. Because of this, those complaints have also reduced, and the site is operating much more successfully with the waste going into the correct receptacles. End result, after 4 weeks we could evidence we achieved 65% channel shift That was through, again, planning very closely with GOSS about targeted marketing for the existing users and making sure all our front-end messages were really pushing that new self-service module. What I would say to everybody, recommendations from Wolverhampton is senior management buy-in is key. I spoke very clearly about personas modelling. We did exactly the same in Wolverhampton. That was really key. The effective business process mapping is key. You might think going to tip and having permits is a simple case of one customer wants to go to tip. Actually, when you extrapolate that and start to factor in things like hired vehicles, people that passed away in the city, there's a number of user stories that you need to really factor in the build. Otherwise, you can find yourself in the very tricky waters in week one. Luckily for us, we identified that very early days by doing kind of beta testing with our customers. As I said, stakeholder buy-in is very key, and also promoting that benefits of the service to customers on the phones, building up to the tip permits changeover was really key. So a lot of people that we promoted the service to a month before the go live, we could demonstrate they were quick to sign up in week one, and we had some further statistics around that as well. And lastly, really don't lose sight of the user journey. User journey is key. And very quickly to say, where next for Wolverhampton? We've got an extensive self-service programme scheduled for the next 6 to 12 months. So the first top task that is payments and bookings. So bulky waste and pest control, we've already got built in the GOSS ICM platform. We're testing that with users as we speak. We're extending our digital by design services to marriage bookings inquiries. So we're taking that booking principle from tip permits and reusing that intelligence in the background on our My Account function, start building some self-service for that area, and also look to do some revenue generation for marriage bookings, etc. We're looking to develop assisted self-service. We're also doing some very neat videos in the background, actually playing in the reception points about how easy it is to go online to do particular tasks. As well, this weekend we have our annual city show in Wolverhampton, and we're actually using those 2 days as an opportunity to survey customers about assisted self-service, and also literally a little bit about what self-service options we're looking for the next 6 to 12 months. So they're going to be testing those bulky forms, those pest control forms, to make sure they're exactly what they tie up to be, and also looking at our content criteria using some monitoring software just to see exactly whether they're accessing information on the website so we can further optimise that working with GOSS. Thank you.